3-2 with medium Jund. It was decidedly medium, but I did lose to 2 decks with Gideon and Elspeth, which are pretty obviously bad matchups. I don't know. I mean, I also don't think that those decks actually exist in the modern metagame, so, you know, just kind of is what it is. Obviously, you could swap some Terminates for Dreadbores. You lose a little bit of equity against things like Inkmoth Nexus, but I do think siding in all 3 Grudges is right just because they have Spellskite and because Nexus is such a problem and you have so many ways to kill their Blighted Agents and Glistener Elves and even Noble Hierarchs, so I don't know. Explosives looked pretty good. I do think that that is kind of a necessity against Death Shadow. I still do like Lightning Bolt. I think it's better than Path by a fair margin. Lingering Souls would have been good in basically all my matchups, though, which should be kind of telling, I suppose. And I guess I never really did the whole, you know, beat down Jund thing. Like, it just never really happened with, like, Bolts and Ravines and stuff. Like, Ravine was obviously good, but I never actually, like, closed a game out with Bolts. So, I don't know. It is possible that white is better than red. I do love me an Ancient Grudge, so there is that. Getting to play with Knight of Souls Betrayal is pretty sweet, too. But if you have Lingering Souls, you probably don't really need it either. So, yeah, a lot of things to think about. I do think Flare and the lower mana curve is kind of the way to go. Dark Confidant is obviously still pretty nice. Could maybe use some more Lilianas. Last Hope would have been pretty awesome in basically all my matchups, I think. So, another thing to consider where not only is Last Hope just like a nice removal spell, gives you another way to beat Lingering Souls, but also it's really good in the grindy matchups like the Jund Mirror. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish I wouldn't have played against like Gideon Elspeth. I wish I would have played against more real decks and seen how that went, but it just kind of is what it is, and Modern is the sort of format where you just play against a bunch of random stuff. You never know what's going to happen, and sometimes people just want to kill you. And you can't really do too much about it without sacrificing a lot of stuff for other matchups, so just kind of is what it is. So, Jund still decent. Probably play 3rd Raging Ravine. Otherwise, the main deck was pretty good. Sideboard could maybe use some work. I am definitely down with 4 Terminates, though. I do think that is probably the call. And, yeah, Slaughter Pact looked pretty nice, too. So, there you go. There you have it. Jund updated for Modern.